Hey, I'm Eddie Numbers on a Saturday, getting over last night, doing an interview with Cheese on Toast at a train station. Yeah, I just put out a free EP on www.bandcamp. Oh no, it's Eddie Numbers, bandcamp.com. Grab it while it's free. It'll be free for a while. We might start charging when we put enough out. It is sort of my first release. I've put things out in the past. Put an old sample of an old Screaming Mimi song out a couple of years ago. Basically been rapping since I left school, but I was writing. That was when I started performing when I left school. I've been writing and freestyling around and jamming and that well before then. So yeah, the last 4 years it's sort of got a bit more serious and finally put something out, which is cool. It's a good feeling. Yeah, I think it's real important to grab samples and bits and pieces. Hip hop is a collage, and it's important for local MCs and stuff, or for me anyway, to grab stuff from New Zealand's past. Just because I've always been around New Zealand music since a young age, so it's just really good to reach back and grab punk music from the 80s or an old Herb song or something. I don't see why we can't sample local stuff rather than sampling offshore. I don't know if that's answering the question, but it'd be really, yeah, it is a really rich history, and just because it's got all the radio play now, New Zealand music's always been strong, and I think if you duck back into the past, it's just as strong, maybe even stronger than it is now. So the whole public on the New Zealand Music Month thing and stuff, nothing's really changed. They just, got names for stuff now. It's always been there.
So tell us about that Mimi's track that you sampled. Yeah,
that was a while ago. I did it when I left school. I really liked the song because it was on an old compilation that I had of, I don't know if it was on an AK-79, it was on something like that. And I just liked Singing Girls. The song was a good pop song. And yeah, we just hooked the chorus up and got some old guys to play through the verses, and I just ripped out some verses on it, which was cool. Didn't really eventuate too much. Got some airtime on B and some airtime on Kiwi, but there was nothing to follow it up. But it's our one rock track.
and like you got the old guys, like the original guys to play.
Not
with
from
it?
Screaming Mimis.
Oh, no.
My old man was in a band called Blam Blam Blam, so I got him on bass, and I got the guitarist from that on guitar, and a guy Barton Price who used to be in a band called The Models in Oz. He played drums on it, which was cool. And then a young guy from FNL 58, which is a young rock band. He's got a real good voice. Chris Wood, he sung the hook on it, which was cool. Yeah, I'll flick you that, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like, like, I mean, you just mentioned your dad's in Blam Blam Blam, and was in Blam Blam Blam. Like, what's his sort of take on hip hop, like sampling? Like, because often a lot of musicians, like, especially old school musicians, get a bit.
Yeah, it's funny because actually, like, when we perform and when we play, we've got a live band, so a lot of our stuff we've written from scratch. We've got the odd thing where we've stolen here or there, or sampled here and there. Yeah, the old guys are sort of set in their ways. Some aren't, but yeah, some are really set in their ways. You write it from scratch and take it. But I think sampling's always been there in one way or another. I mean, hip hop, maybe now you get the odd covers band, but in rock there's always covers bands, and there's people that take from every genre from the past. And I think sampling's just that, with a more obvious, you're stealing the performance, but they're still making it their own. The cool thing about it is it makes it like an indie kid or to me an indie kid or a hip hop kid or reggae kid. Anyone can get an element of hip hop they like, whether it's the Beastie Boys or whatever, because it's sampled from something where it's stemmed from so many different places. So I think sampling's really good, and it makes it a real hip hop can play support for anything. So the EP, Cracks in the Evening, you can hear it on your site on the top 10 as well. It's a free download. It's a free download EP. You just go to Bandcamp, Eddie Numbers at bandcamp.com, and it's a free download. The reason we're doing that is it's just better than dicking around with a label, really. You just get it out there, you get it straight to the person that wants to listen to it. We don't mind if you grab it for free. If we were signed, you'd have to give out a certain amount of samples anyway. That's my reasoning behind it. But it's working for a lot of groups locally at the moment, and I reckon it's a really good model. It's exciting how it's changing. And it's cool that you can just get your things out there that quick. You just chuck it out, no expense to the consumer or to the person releasing it.
So, as an artist, how do you get paid?
Gigs, I guess. As an artist, gigs. I think it's important that we're performing heaps, and I reckon if we can pride ourselves on our gigs and get our music out there to create a buzz like that, that's the sort of plan, I guess. It's a different model, and we're new to it, so it's trial and error a little bit, but it's worked so far. I mean, we've got good responses, and we've got a good steady amount of people downloading it, which is cool. The state of New Zealand hip hop I can only really speak for locally because I haven't really toured around the country or anything, but I reckon it's really strong at the moment. I mean, there's local groups out there that are doing really good things and really strong things, and I think whereas it is around the world as well, hip-hop's not getting pigeonholed as hip-hop anymore. Like, if you're going to a show with a hip-hop band playing, you don't have to feel awkward if you're not turning up with a hat side. You know, it's not that, it's everyone can enjoy it, and yeah, local hip-hop is doing big things. The local acts are actually bringing crowds for bigger acts now.
Who are you talking about?
Locally, there's a lot of groups locally at the moment. Oh, do you want me to wrestle some groups off? Yeah, I really like what Homebrew are doing at the moment. I really like what Team Dynamite are doing at the moment. I know Collab have got a live vinyl EP coming out soon as well, which is cool. I like what they're doing. Mikey Rockwell's I'm a big fan of him. He recorded our EP as well, and there's a lot of talent shine for him. Shanti's a real talented rapper. Mr. C's a real talented rapper. There's like a local scene that's starting to build, and I'm probably missing people out just because I'm on the spot on a Saturday hungover. But yeah, it's strong and it's cool being able to go to gigs where you might not be performing, but there's someone from your genre performing, and you might not have seen them before, but you still respect them because the level is getting that high. Nothing away from the groups that are big and signed and stuff, because they're cool as well. I love the new Decons track they've just put out. That's awesome. It's a real hard track. So I think it's strong on all faculties. I think the local underground's strong, and I think that the record selling stronger, been around a while stuff's strong as well. And I suppose the mainstream, but it's strong at the moment. I'm real lucky to be working with a guy, Mike Nielsen, who produced Jamiroquai's first 2 albums, which is real cool. He's worked with a host of acts, Underworld, Carry On, name dropping here. I'm not quite sure of his full thing, but he actually is the head engineer at a place in London called Strong Room, and used to be in a local group, Lava Lava here, which is, I think that's what they're called, like an electric group, and I've got some beats off him. Cracks in the Evenings his beat, and then the other beats on the record are done by our drummer Regal and our guitar player Ben. They're a real talented 2 guys, and I'm real lucky to be performing with them too. They're a production team, and yeah, that takes care of production. Sweet, don't forget to check out the EP at Bandcamp, Eddie Numbers at bandcamp.com. Come check out the show. We're playing a cassette on the 9th of July on the Mum Night. Thanks to Cheese on Toast, and you checking out Cheese on Toast. Thanks.